Let's take a look back at the sandy soils of the Ottawa Valley. This is the Sandali MX101 Park. First MX2 Moto. Benoit shots and leads. Savage gets it all wrong. Benoit wins the first Moto with medallion in tow. Second Moto, it's the Triple Crown for Benoit. Some aggressive passing for DeCoste to get in the top three. Offenbach in second, but Benoit gets the clean sweep. He's on top of the box. He's a rock star. Welcome to round 7 of the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. This week, Motocross Deschambault. Mark Travers and Brian Coster in the booth as we get ready for the MX2 class. And of course, it will be presented by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories. Brian, MX2 pilots on the line with their gate selections. This is the third sand race in a row and the first of 2 races in Quebec. This one's going to be a beauty, always is.
Definitely, Travs, and a lot of riders deem this their favorite track on the circuit. Great hills, great soil, no rocks, flows really well. You can see the riders packing in their gates to these standings after 6 of 10 rounds. Benoit with a bit of a stranglehold. There's Medallia, DeCoste, a nice battle between Offenbach and Savage.
Let's get down to our bottom 5. Dylan Wright in 6th and Berger Nada. Great to see Jess Pettis in the top 10 and Redemption Racing Seth Rarick rounding out the top 10. Okay, Fab, let's have a look at the circuit. An absolutely gorgeous facility. The riders liken it to a GP with the atmosphere. I love this place.
Yeah, we had a little rain this morning just to kind of muck things up. The track crews had it groomed beautifully, put in lots of water overnight, and then the rain, it cometh. Look at that valley in the right. It's cooled up a bit. Going to be a little ruddy in places.
MX2 riders now going out on their hot lap. Of course, top 5 always go out first. Then they go out in order of qualifying times. The new starting procedure put in place by head referee Paul Kingsley. Loving this stuff. Brian, we got overcast skies. The crowds are funneling in. MX2 racing is coming up. You better believe it. Welcome back to Motocross Deschambault in round 7 of the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. Mark Travers and Brian Coster ready to deliver some MX2 action. And the lovely Stella, who doesn't like that action, out onto the start line. This first MX2 Moto will be brought to you by Pro Circuit. That's racing development as the lovely Rockstar Atlanta brings that Moto 1 board across. 3 lovely Rockstar girls and Sir Paul Kingsley, and we are ready to roll here in Deschambault, Fabs.
Man, the intensity right now, the season is winding down, so the finishes are getting more and more critical. Stella goes to 5, 40 pilots lined up behind the gate, and this is the Royal Distributing hole shot up for grabs. Benoit about 12 in from the inside in turquoise. He has the lead. He gets that Royal Distributing hole shot.
Nice out of the gate for Benoit on that 2-stroke. You know he loves the sand starts, Brian. Over the second tunnel jump, they come in. Looks like Savage Malaki with a nice start on the inside, and there goes the 21 of Jerry Medallia with a quick line through that FXR corner, moving into second place. And that looks like the 62 of Bobby Piazza. He's moved up into 4th, and I thought I saw the 105 of Jimmy DeCoste as well on the inside.
Yeah, there's DeCoste on the inside in all green FXR gear. Gets a little squirrely there as he jumps down the valley into 5th. Bobby Piazza is pressuring right now the American rider on the back fender of the Devil's Lake Yamaha. The rest of the pack falling through here, Travis. A nice wide and a very fast part of the track back there.
Let's go on board the Motovan riders. Blake Savage with a great start, but there's the number 1 of Captain Benoit shifting up, Brian. Getting on the pipe and getting that Royal Distributing hole shot in the first MX2 Moto.
Really impressed with Savage right up here with the big boys, able to maintain 3rd, and there he is right now. Now DeCoste is caught all up to him, and DeCoste is a venerable charger, and right now Savage has got to feel the heat of that 105 Canada's motorcycle rider, Jimmy DeCoste.
Hard on the binders onto the inside line of that KTM corner. One of my favorite parts of the track, Brian, because you can use both lines to come in on the inside. This is where it gets difficult. Super deep ruts on the inside, guys carrying speed, and a little sloppy on that wide side.
And one of the more difficult turns on the track, they come up here. This turn they're entering is just eye candy for the spectators and the riders. Benoit negotiating well. A very difficult turn, the very southern part of the track. Who says 2 strokes don't blow up? That's proof right there. So Rarick on that Redemption KTM 2-stroke proof in the pudding that it's not just the four-stroke machines that expire in the sport.
Early on, the two-stroke goes down for Rarick. Back to the battle for third place. Medallia in second. You see him through the Honda corner, slow down a little bit there. Savage taking the inside line through the switchbacks in third. Dakotas in fourth, starting to tighten up as they come through this big roller section here, Brian, underneath the tower. And Medallia's got a problem on the inside.
Well, we saw him slow a few corners ago and get back going again, but now definitely something wrong with the 21. That was second place, Travs, and he was charging hard. You know he wants a piece of Benoit. He's joining the track again, but it's not looking good right now for the Gopher Dunes Honda.
Wow, the #1 Royal Distributing KTM of Kevin Benoit coming out of the woods section, Motul corner, looking spectacular, carrying a lot of speed. Now this is the battle for second place. Savage on the inside. That's the Moto Van Devil's Lake Yamaha, and here comes the coach back on the saddle, Brian, with the cutback inside line on the KTM corner. Nice pass, wow.
Oh, that was an awesome move. He totally faked out Blake around the outside, cut on the inside under the brakes. And then on the exit, Blake got hung up a bit on acceleration. Now, Dakotas is making a charge for the lead right now. Look at the way he sits back on the bike. The little ripper MX101 Yamaha. He's looking good. Now, here it is. There's where the pass is made right there. See him lean back, get all that traction down. Obviously, Savage thinks he's going wide, and Dakotas just sleeks right in there and just slides her right in. And Savage gets on the gas, hits that soft stuff, loses drive. Poetry in motion right there for Duquoits.
You really notice how much sliding there is on the sand. Breaking into the corners, the guys get on the binders, and they use that sliding into the corner to their advantage.
Yeah, they let the berm stop them, so they just drift right into that berm, stops them, they get their trajectory change, and off they go.
The #14, that's the Rockstar Yamaha of Sean Moffenbauer. Little Muff goes, wow, very aggressive over that hump jump. Took the outside line to go inside, and gets Piazza with a nice move.
Piazza's been super fast, set good times in qualifying. We don't know what his race conditioning is like there, Piazza in the soft stuff. We know Moffenbauer is fit, trains with Bobby Canary, stays with him during the week. He's on that tough guy program, and they obviously go to the same school of hair design.
The battle for 14th is heating up. That's the 34 Rosina and the 803 of Nielsen. He's up from Florida on that four-stroke Husqvarna, looking good. The 105 FXR Yamaha of Jimmy Dakotas in second place. He is on fire, the Ripper. Oh, here comes Martinez out of the treat section. Does he have knotted? One of my favorite parts, Brian, way down to the valley, then up into this top section.
Man, do they grab gears as fast. Oh, Martinez is looking so hard for a way around. It's choppy everywhere. Oh, there's a great place. Martinez just slides it in on knotted there, and Martinez super fast, but his fitness a bit of a problem coming off that separated shoulder from round 2. But Martinez definitely skills on the bike. Uh-oh, here comes Peters.
The #39 of Jess Pettis on that Prince George Yamaha, showing well in that Thor gear. He looks spectacular, great young Canadian. Here was a crash that we saw earlier on, Brian. Let's replay it. The #214 of Nick Lavallee. Oh, he got dummied up and going into that wood section through the Achirby's corner.
Well, it's because these ruts from the rain, and that's what happens when you overcook it through there. These guys are racing, and when you're grabbing gears, man, just a little cross-rutted, and Lavallee gets ass-spanked by the fender hard.
The #20 of Dylan Wright is on the gas, Brian. This is the battle for fourth, so he is starting to make some moves to our leader, the #1 Royal Distributing Fox KTM of Kevin Benoit. Two-stroke on the pipe, showing his dominance in this class, Brian. He's unbelievable right now.
Yeah, he has got the confidence, Travis, to pull away now. Dylan Wright moving up on Moffenbauer. This is fourth place. Different lines here throughout this track, scrubbing down into these valleys. Such an interesting dynamic track. To Jimmy Dakotas, FXR rider, looking good all alone, Travis. So this is his to lose. Second place, pretty darn good. And he showed that dominance in round 1, coming up with a clean sweep, but yet to have that dominance visit him again.
Back to that battle for fourth place, Moffenbauer and Wright. Wright's actually keeping a nice little gap on Moffenbauer, looking for an opportunity to get around. You don't want to get too close on this track, Brian, because things can happen in a flurry, and you don't want to be following too close. These guys got together last week at round 6 at Saint-Denis. Look at Wright on the inside. There wasn't enough room for anybody to get by except for him. Oh, and he comes back and takes out Moffenbauer's front wheel. What a heartbreak.
Oh, man, they almost both go down there. A little bit of ballet action for Wright to stay balanced on the bike. Moffenbauer doesn't lose any positions, but he loses some definite real estate on the track.
Well, there's just another example of the aggressiveness and the #20 of Dylan Wright. Here going inside, that's an aggressive move. And then that cutback, although I don't think that was on purpose.
Well, I think Moffenbauer sees the 20 and he got angry. He's going, I don't want this kid to get by me. Grabbed him full of throttle, and then Wright got a little sideways and slid, and with all that momentum by Moffenbauer just right up into his back wheel and flipped him off.
Some accidental contact out on the track as we get back to the number 762. This is Balake Savage, Moto Van Devil's Lake Yamaha, sitting in third place right now, Brian, coming up to get his last lap flags. We've been dying to see Savage up on the podium for that Devil's Lake squad. It's going to happen today, hopefully.
He's been flirting with the podium the whole year. He's had his bike break, he's had untimely crashes and mishaps. He's always right up in that top 5 package. This could be his chance to get up on the box. Devil's Lake MX Yamaha taking a chance with Savage, and what a great dynamic team they have put together. Great durability there from that team, and a very cohesive bunch of guys. To our leader, Benoit, all tricked out in that 2016 Fox gear. Couple turns more, crowds, and it's his.
Oh, a partisan crowd, too. Most of the people have come here today to see the number 1 of Kevin Benoit win both motos, but they just love when he's out in the lead, cheering all over the track. And here he comes, Royal Distributing KTM, Kevin Benoit, number 1 in his plate, wins the first moto here from the Motocross Deschambault, winning it wire-to-wire, getting that Royal Distributing hole shot and taking care of that championship business. Let's get to our top 10 in the first MX2 moto. Benoit, Dakotas, Savage on the podium, Dylan Wright for 4th, and Moffenbauer for 5th. Heading down to 6th, loving to see Cole Martinez back in the mix. Brad Nodda, Jess Pettis, Liam O'Farrell, and Dustin Crispin.
Our winner, that's 5 moto wins in a row, flanked by 2 gorgeous Rockstar girls, Kevin Benoit, hometown crowd, another hole shot. You're going for that triple crown. You look dynamite out there.
Yeah, thanks. My KTM 252 stroke, yeah, was awesome off the start again. Grabbed the whole shot and just did like the last 4 motos, just real consistent, no mistakes, and really happy.
Quickly, talk to us about the track and the visibility with that wet sand. All the riders just covered in dirt. That's a challenge.
Yeah, it can bite you real quick, that sand out there for sure. But it's kind of like Southwick a little bit back when I raced in 2011. So I'm used to the soil. Just got to get that start and hopefully get a good battle with Cav in the second one. I think it'll be good if I start with him.
Well, Blake, talk to us a little bit about this MX2 competition this year. The class is stacked. Seems like every race you're in the thick of it, just fighting, and you never seem to have any track to yourself. It's just go, 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 and it's just huge competition this year.
Yeah, it was actually crazy. That was the first moto I've been out by myself for a little while. I was all by myself in third, and I threw it away and made a little hard on myself, and I ended up getting up, didn't lose any positions, but Moff and Dylan were right there, so I had to wick it up again and kind of get a little gap on them. And from there, I just kind of managed my lead. You know, Jimmy and Kevin are riding awesome, but there's a handful of us that are so close in speed, so it's anyone, we're all kind of fighting for that third and trying to catch Jimmy and Kevin.
Oh, awesome atmosphere here in Quebec at the Motocross Deschambault. And you know why the fans are here. They want to see the number 1, Kevin Benoit, Royal Distributing hole shot, first the MX2 moto. Welcome back to round 7 of the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals. This is Motocross Deschambault and 3 gorgeous Rockstar girls coming out onto the start straight to get this moto underway. This second MX2 moto will be brought to you by Couche-Tard. When Brian and I are in Quebec, that is the place that we go to get refreshments and adult beverages. Do we not, Babs?
On occasion, sir, on occasion. Oh, there is the lovely Emba with the 32nd board, Sir Paul Kingsley. He's checking out the action.
The sights and sounds at Motocross Deschambault are reaching a new level. This is MX2 Moto 2. Riders on the line. Benoit got the whole shot in the first one. He's going for the triple crown here, Brian. Gate is down, coming to that first corner. Who's going to get that Royal Distributing hole shot?
Holy smokes, another picture-perfect time start for Benoit. He gets that Royal Distributing hole shot, triple crown, 200, 800 bucks in his jeans.
Great start for the number 39 Thor rider. That's Jess Pettis into second place as he busts by Knotted. Looks like Cresson's in the mix as we get to the Rockstar lockoff cam. Safe start, no one's down, Brian, nice and clean.
Like to see some new faces up there with Cresson and Jess Pettis. Pettis now into second place. Look at Knotted on the inside, making a play. No, that's Dakotas in that white FXR gear, making a play for Cresson.
So going up into the woods, it looks like Pettis in second place, Knotted in third, and then the 105 and Jimmy Dakotas in fourth. Jerry Medaglia was way back, Ryan. Did not get a great start here as we see Benoit scooting out through the back section. Crowd everywhere cheering on their man as he sails through that Motul corner and then down into the valley, Brian.
What an awesome track, Travis, as they leap down through that Motul corner, grabbing gears up and down. Great soil. Good shot of Weston Ronzina, the 34, that is Jerry Medaglia's Gopherdoon's teammate, coming into his own in this second half of the series. Oh, Benoit, our leader, has a problem. Spins out, gives up the lead now. Jess Pettis, the young Vernon Yamaha rider out front. This is huge.
Absolutely unbelievable. What a great time for the 39 of Jess Pettis, the Thorback riders. He goes wide through this MXP corner. Where the heck is... Oh, Benoit takes the inside and gets the lead back. Well, it was short-lived, Brian, but he has led a national in this country. Good for him.
Well, you can bet his family, and namely his sister, will be cheering hard for him out there. Second, still good. Great body English for Pettis. He's really starting to come into his own. Replay of that whole shot. Look at Savage right in tow, but it's the number one. Benoit mirror imaging that first moto, and man, does he love riding that KTM two-stroke. And here in Quebec, the partisan fans, they were just digging this start to finish.
That's 7 out of 8 hole shots, 6 in a row for that young pilot. That's absolutely unbelievable. And here comes Savage underneath the bridge over the finish line. He's got Rosina. Oh, what a pass for Balake. That's the kind of riding that I like to see from Savage. He's so aggressive, light on the bike to the Rockstar lock-off cam.
Yeah, Savage loves that direct injection motor on the Yamaha. It is a fast motorcycle. Uh-oh, here comes Moffenbauer, huge. A look over for Pettis, not a good sign. He grabs a mittful there. Perry Yamaha is racing up that back section as they dart into the woods. A very dynamic part of the track. Moffenbauer looks like he's got the momentum on the inside.
Let's go back just a touch here, Brian. This is for 13th, the number 9 of Morgan Berger and the 22 of Liam O'Farrell. Both of those riders not getting the start they're accustomed to. Coming out of the trees, the number 14, Sean Moffenbauer, has moved ahead of Pettis for second. And now we got a nice little cluster here. These riders bunching up. Right now it's the 620 of Brad Notted and the 762 of Blake Savage.
Here comes Savage. He is looking all over on Notted. He's going to want to make it happen. Now you get into the roost zone, and that stuff just sticks all over you, especially with the wet sand. A great move by Savage. That was the best pass of the year for Savage. Just backslides it in and catches Notted asleep at the wheel. What a wicked pass there for Blake. Now Blake wants a bit of, oh no, Blake getting aggressive on Pettis. He caught up a ton of ground. Low slides the front end. Doesn't lose a position. He may, yes he does now. All that work to get some breathing room. Now he's got Notted and this whole host of other riders, Piazza, they're all breathing down his neck.
Unbelievable. So right now Savage is sitting in 4th place, and there's like 6 riders behind him, including Medaglia, all coming up behind. So we've got a nice little cluster there to our leader, Captain Medaglia. Let's watch him on the two-stroke, Brian. Absolutely gorgeous. You know, riding that two-stroke, especially on the sand track, you've got to keep those revs up. Be down in gear. You got to get it going.
Yeah, he really works the clutch hard, man. He, I believe he gets a new clutch every moto just to be on the safe side. And in this sand on that two-stroke, you got to clutch it mad. Here comes Medaglia. He's working the clutch too. One of the smoothest riders on the circuit. Love to see him up front. And you know, he is a favorite coming in. He won here on MX2 a couple years ago. So we know Jer can ride this Deschambault track. Martinez now making a play.
Right, and Nielsen not getting the start that they want, getting back to the number 14 of Sean Moffenbauer, sitting in 2nd place, Brian. You know, Moffenbauer has the speed. He's got lead speed. He just hasn't won a moto yet. Needs to get a great start. Checking the gap now back to 3rd place. Pettis, he's really opened up a gap on Pettis. Pettis looking good in 3rd place. Here comes Savage in 4th, and Medaglia made up a ton of ground in 5th place.
Jeremy, definitely the danger man in this little package. Moffenbauer made some great moves early on to kind of separate himself from the pack. Here comes Jeremy, makes a great move and backs it in front of Savage here. As for Savage, it passed Notted, and Jer just comes in a gear high, and he is on a tear right now, charging to the front. That's 4th place for Jer.
Wright moving up on Rosina. Look at that inside line for Dylan Wright. Oh my goodness gracious. Super acceleration in the corner, then getting on the binders. Just a dynamic pass.
Well, here we've got 3 of Canada's best new up-and-comers. Oh, and there's Rosina. He is one of them. So we've got Wright, Rosina, and Pettis all making their presence known in this moto.
3rd place heating up underneath the bridge. Medaglia has made up tons of ground. Right, he was in 11th place early on in this moto, so he's made a ton of passes. This is the battle for 3rd. The young 39 of Jess Pettis in 3rd, and here comes Medaglia. 2 young Canadians. Love it.
Medallia is just railing every berm in sight on his charge to the front, but Benoit out front by a good 10 seconds, just having it all his own way, cruising around, having fun on this track, and a very difficult track. Now here comes Medallia. He is charging hard, ruts everywhere, braking bumps, acceleration bumps. These guys are starting to get a little tired for sure. It is hot and muggy. Pettis tries to block him on the inside. Jer says no way, under braking. We're seeing a lot of passes here. Jeremy now hard charge to third. He's got to be stoked with his ride.
Medallia, the number 21 Honda. Brian, he's got a style a lot like yours. I see some similarities with the two of you out on the track, but think about the experience for Pettis right now. This is amazing for him.
Yeah, this is great for Pettis, but we've got big things on the track right now with Martinez right and the 105 of Dakotas. Of course, teammates right here with Martinez in 7th. Right on the outside, trying to make a pass, goes around there. Oh, he gets hung up. Oh, no. Dakotas gets on the brakes so he doesn't ram his teammate. Wright got up there in the soft stuff, cut down. So Dakotas backs off, hits the ground instead of his teammate.
Dakotas had a great start too, Brian, but he got hung up in that treat section, pulled him back outside the top 10, so he's made a bunch of passes.
Yeah.
As we get back to the number 39 of Pettis sitting in 4th place, and the 62 of Piazza. Here the boys come out of the trees, the 134 Martinez, and the number 20 of Dylan Wright. Oh, on the outside, berm. Nice one for the 20 of Wright. Coming into the KTM corner, Brian, one of your favorites. Who's gonna get on the binders last? That's what it's all about.
What a sick pass by young Dylan Wright. That was just awesome. Just left nothing to chance, just came way up on the inside and just showed Martinez his business.
Martinez putting his head back, looking, and yes, here comes Dakotas. So he's out of the frying pan into the fire right now.
Dakotas made a good charge back after that fall, and now he has got Martinez, and he wants a piece of his teammate, and you know he's going to want to make a clean pass. Dakotas definitely showing he's got some speed on this sandy racetrack.
This absolutely gorgeous Deschambault tracks. We see our leader, the number 1 of Kevin Benoit, going up into that treat section. He's on his final approach. Here comes Savage, sitting in 4th place, getting his last lap flag. Pettis, 5th. Right, and here comes the 105 of Dakota. So nice little cluster on the last lap for a top 5 position.
Really impressed with Savage, able to break away from these guys and get that little alone time in 4th. But now it goes, look at that move. He's charging hard, Trav, scrubbing off these sandy tables and jumps on the inside. Nice. He wants it, but boy, this moto is running down.
Tons of great options on this track too, Brian. The track crew did a lot of work to try and open up those corners so they weren't so one line, and being able to use those back berms. So there's a couple of berms in there that I like to run. Let's get back to our leader. This is the number 1, Kevin Benoit, on his final approach. Royal Distributing Fox KTM. This is for the clean sweep, and he also got the Royal Distributing Triple Crown today. It's pretty much perfect.
Man, oh man, in front of the home partisan crowd. Nice little wheelie and a wheel tap into the tabletop. A clean sweep, Trav. Fox Royal Distributing, KTM, they gotta be stoked. Welcome back to round 7 in a beautiful Deschambault course. There's our clean sweeper, Benoit, out with a jersey. Come on, dude, give it to the kid. That's what I'm talking about. To the Yamaha leaderboard, we know our top 3. Savage, solid. Wright fights hard with Dakotas. Pettis takes 7th. Piazza fades to 9th. Not in O'Farrello there. Travs, take it away.
You know what I think that's interesting about you, Sean, is you never seem to get too down. Like, you didn't have the first moto you wanted, but you bounced back. You've been doing that all season long, bouncing back when you're down.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you had to learn from those first motos, you know, whether you do good or bad, and you gotta take what you learn from it and apply it to the next moto. So I mean, that's what I've been doing. I mean, I've been trying to keep the emotion out of it and just ride my own race, and so far it's been working for me.
3rd place, 2nd MX2 moto here from the circuit, the Deschambault, the 21 of Jeremy Medallia. Jeremy, like really aggressive out there, getting your way into 3rd. Not necessarily the start that you wanted, but boy, did you attack.
Yeah, I had to. I mean, having that DNF in the first moto cost a lot of points, so put me on the outside in the start. I came around probably 10th and had to make a bunch of passes. It's a tight track, so yeah, I got up to 3rd. We're happy with that.
Damage control for Medallia after a first moto DNF to the points after 7 of 10. Best battle looks like it's for 2nd between Dakotas and Medallia, and a 3-way between Moffenbauer, Savage, and Wright.
Nicely done, Faz. Okay, there's your top 3 today at round 7. Savage, Moffenbauer, and Benoit. Don't forget to like the series on Facebook and check out mxnationals.ca for all the goodies. You have been watching the 2015 Rockstar Energy Drink Motocross Nationals, presented by Motovan.com, Canada's source for power sports parts and accessories. Well, it's been a fantastic day in this gorgeous town of Deschambault, Quebec. We're on our way to the East Coast. We'll see you in Moncton. It's time for some lobster.